Hello my friends, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute and welcome back to my channel. And we have another unboxing of the Brutus Monroe Inspiration Box for you today. And this is the November Inspiration Kit. And let me tell you, the bubbles and broomsticks are everything for this kit. I cannot wait to show you the paper. The stamps are adorable. This is a must-have. If you like Wicked and you like the show and the theater and this is a must-have. Plus there's a ton of coordinating products that go with this one. And I will put all of that stuff in the description below for you. Full disclosure, the inspiration box I did win at a class 6 to 7 months ago. So this is for free. It is not part of the design team, but I am featuring it on my channel for you. But I do get design team stuff for free to feature Brutus Monroe. So the collab link is a affiliate link in the description below. I do get a little bit of a kickback, but it's no cost to you. I can't wait to show you. We're making 2 cards today. I've prepped a little bit of the first one, and we're going to do some editing to kind of keep this video short and sweet, not too long, and kick out 2 really adorable cards. Before I go down to my table cam, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you be part of my family here on YouTube as well as Instagram. I've got card hops, design team stuff, lives, you name it. I'm just having fun kicking out some material. So let's go down, let's take a look at this inspiration kit, and let's make 2 cards for you today. All right. This is the Bubbles and Broomsticks inspiration box for November. Now remember, in these inspiration kits, you always are going to get card panels, you're always going to get paper, you're always going to get a 6x8 stamp, and then you get some sort of coordinating product. It could be a consumable, it could be like we got stencils, it could be some watercolor pigments, you name it. It'll be something coordinating product that goes with that set. So here's what we have. You've got your 5 pre-scored card panels that come with the kit. I got my paper. You see I've already cut some of this up to make some cards. So this is a shimmery baby pink rose cardstock. And then we've got a light green, and I'm assuming this is Raven. I'm not sure the name of this green one, but we've got 3 pieces of cardstock. Then it came with this paper pad. Oh my gosh. This is the Spellbound Lattice paper pad. And check out the paper in this one. You've got pink and green all over, all kinds of patterns. Great for any card that you can think of. Okay, and then it just repeats itself. We are going to use some of this on my second card. Then you got some foilable card panels. 8 designs, 1 of each. And it's got that stained glass yellow brick road kind of feel, right? In going through the woods. We are going to use 1 of these for our first card here today. Then it came with this 6x8 stamp set called Bubbles and Broomsticks. You've got the broom, you've got some stars and some listening things, you've got the hat, we've got the wand, we've got a mirror, we've got some bubbles and stars, and then all kinds of sentiments that are absolutely adorable. We're wonderfully wicked together. I'd fly through any storm with you. Together we soar. Our friendship defies gravity. We're a perfectly unexpected pair. The sky was never the limit. Together, we're unlimited. Friends don't melt under pressure, and you're as solid as they come. Wickedly glad we're friends. You've got this, and if not, the monkeys are ready. Our friendship is unlimited. Adorable stamp set. First card, we're going to use the hat and the broomstick. Then I pulled in for this first card the Skybound Sentry set, and this is your flying monkeys. Break all the rules, dare to be different. Thanks for always having my back and my broom. You make mischief look good, and you make my heart soar and cackle. So we're going to use some of the monkeys for my first card on this one. All right. We are going to stamp out my broom and hat. And I've already set them in here. Got my cardstock set in here. And we're just going to stamp this out in Raven. And just do a little bit of alcohol marker on this and fussy cut it out. And then I have prepped some vellum that I'm going to use for this first card. And I'll show you what I've done with that vellum once I get this stamped out. All right, pretty good impression on those. We're going to alcohol marker those. I have taken a piece of vellum and I have prepped it by using this stencil. So I took a 4.5 by 5, 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of vellum. I centered basically the window of this in the center. Then I've taken the emerald glittered glaze and I put a nice thin layer over that and I've just let that dry. It gets a little crinkly because it gets wet, but that's okay. We're gonna set this behind the window. Then I've taken that pink and I've taken the larger of the die, and this is from the Elegant Eggs die. I did a 4 1/4 by 5.5. I just took and centered this for my window and die cut that out. I saved my piece, my framed out piece here for my second card. So we're getting a 2 for 1 on this. And then we're going to have that for my window on the card panel I picked out. I picked up the one that had kind of the most pink to kind of match. All right. And then a little bit of prep work. I have pre-stamped out some monkeys that I still have to fussy cut out. And we'll do that as we go. So that just gives you an idea of some of the prep I've done. Now I'm just going to take my broom, taking 2 shades of yellow for my alcohol marker, and I am roughing in my color. You can see I've left some white spaces in there because I'm going to fill that in with my darker yellow. Now I'm just taking a darker, kind of a straw-like color, and it does have a little bit of a brownish tinge to it, which is okay for my broom. And I am shadowing and then going in where I've got some gaps that I left kind of white. And I'm just going for that variegated straw broomstick. Two shades of brown. I've got a lighter brown and a darker brown. I'm going to go through with that lighter brown and randomly kind of down the broomstick and then fill in those white spots and that one edge here with my darker brown. And now I'm just going to take that lighter one and blend that out. I'm going to go out of the edges here a little bit. That's okay because I'm going to fussy cut this out. All right, now I have a black. I've got, I think this one here is my darker gray. That might be the lighter gray. And that's my darker gray. So we're going to go black, dark gray, and a light gray. I'm going to go on my light gray side here first, and I'm going to put light gray, and then on this underside and back side, we're going to go darker. So I'm just going to line this first. If I go outside the lines, I'm fussy cutting it out anyway, so I'm not concerned about staying in the lines as much. Like so. then I'm going to take my black and we're going to go on the underside. And line this back side. And I'm using this to pull kind of that shadow. I'm going to combine this with this darker gray. And now I'm going to use that darker gray next over the black and blend this out. And you'll see me go over that light one more time to blend these two together. And I'm just going over my line of demarcation to blend that out. And bring that shadow up just a little bit. And now this lighter color over everything one more time, and I've got a decent blend here. Just like so. And we've got ourselves a hat and a broom. All right, I'm going to cut out my hat, broom, and my monkeys. And then we're going to start assembling this and add some bling to this and show you what I'm going to do with my little window that I made with the vellum. All right, as you can see, I have fussy cut out my broom and my hat. Now my hat, I just took my finger and I smeared a little bit of the new Unlimited glitter glaze. It is a green, purple, pinkish kind of sparkling glitter glaze, really thick glitter glaze, and I love this one. I used the emerald now again on this little window piece that we're going to use on vellum. So I fussy cut my monkeys out and my little deals. Now this is the stencil that came with it that I stenciled over that. Now what I'm going to do is I started to put my foam squares on my frame that I've cut out. We're going to lay this here. But I want just a little of the shattered glass coming down through. So I'm just going to lay this out and I'm going to kind of mark where I need to kind of tear from. And I'm going to start kind of over here and I want to go down to around here. And it's going to get jaggedy, and that is what I want. It's still a little wet, but that's okay. And then bring that to that angle. And that's where I want that little piece of shattered glass to go. And if I lay that out, that is perfect. All right, just a little bead of glue all around these edges. For that vellum. And now I'm going to make sure that my line of my window is not inside that part of that frame. Get some good tack on that vellum. And then we'll just trim off a little bit of excess. So essentially I just wanted this to be like that broken window where the monkeys flew right through it. Like so. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this whole inspiration box and the contents in it. are just so fun and playful. I love this really artsy kind of form of the stained glass too. All right, we're gonna just do some halvesies on this thin part here. Just to make sure that we get that tacked down really good and tight around the edges. Like so. And then we're going to take all of my fussy cut elements now, will be my elements that will go around this window. I did pre-stamp out, after I fussy cut, the sentiment that I felt was appropriate for this card relating to the monkeys. I'll show you that here in a second. All right, a little bit of glue just so I have a tiny bit of wiggle room here before that completely adheres on me. I cut this panel down just about a 1/16 of an inch smaller than my card front here, just so it fit on the inside of that really nice. So nothing overhangs on that edge. All right, we've got our shattered glass. Now we're going to do my monkeys, which are going to be watching over everything here. I'm just going to glue these down. Like so. And then I want my broom and hat, like the hat is just hanging over that broom. Or resting on the broom, I should say. And then this is going to tuck in right like so. I'm going to give a little piece of dimensionals to pop this side up a little bit. Just to give a little something here. So that way it has like the broom popping off. Now my sentiment, I just am going to have come right across like so. You've got this, dot, 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 and if not, the monkeys are ready. And I just thought that fit with everything going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of my green that's on, hopefully I've got a little bit of green left on this, and edge this out with a little extra green. Just using the extra. No idea what was on here. I just know this was one of my darker green brushes. So I'm just edging that off a little bit. And then I think I'm going to just slim that down just a tiny bit. I went a little bit bigger because I just wanted to make sure that that sentiment fit, but we're going to just take that down a little bit. And just line that up. There we go. A little bit there. And we'll do the same on the top side, just to slim this down some, just like so. Square that off just a little bit. And let's just measure this. I'll do a little banner cut on here. So I'm going to just keep it pretty short so I don't go over my broom. view here for you. I'm just doing a little flag cut on the end. Re-ink that. And we're going to throw, this is going to sit up on top of here and over the edge of the window. So we got to throw 2 dimensionals on this just to keep it level with everything else. And we're going to put this right to the edge. Like so. Now, I want to add some bling to this. These are the new crafting tools that come with my glass board. I'll put the link to that, all the glass board and everything below as well. Magnets on this, magnets on this. These are my little catchers on the end. So I'm going to do one on each side of this here. And then we're going to go around my frame and bling out my frame. Go in those little indentions all the way around. Doing this after I put my elements on, so that I'm not having to remove elements or try to put them over top of them. And we'll just add a little bling all the way around here. These are just little size sequins. I'm going to be honest, generic brand sequins. And I am digging this little combo right here. This paper behind here with the stained glass paper is just awesome. Then we're going to use for my second card, which will come together pretty quick. We're going to use some of that paper pad and the cutout that I used for this card from that elegant egg die. Some of these times these little ones are hard to get them to turn. And there you have my very first card with the November card kit, Bubbles and Broomsticks. And we've got ourselves a little shattered window with the monkeys coming through and the witch's broom and hat left over with a cute little sentiment on there. All right, I'm going to clean up my space. We're going to prep for card number 2 and assemble that for you. Okay, card number 2. We're using some of the Spellbound Lattice. So what I've done is I've used that elegant egg die when I cut out that first hole for the first card, saved the cutout with that pink rose paper. Now I just use the coordinating die that goes with it to fill in, and I cut out a piece of this cardstock. All right, now I'm going to do an ink blend of 3 different greens. Then I'm going to use the Bubbles stencil, not with the kit. This is on it separate. Okay, so we're going to do just a nice ombre ink blend for my background. Then I'm going to take that bubble stencil and then re-go over it with darker ink to get that bubble effect with it. So we're just going to start with my dark. And since we're doing 3, this essentially is going to be in thirds. So a third, a third, and a third. And I just start dark. I work up to it being a little lighter, and then we'll blend in that second color. Overlapping. So you get that nice blend. Then we'll take the previous color and just blend out that line. and then just blend that out a little bit, soften it, and then we'll take our third color and then we'll just repeat and do the same. Throw that color down, then we'll take that previous one after overlapping this, and we'll just blend that upward a little bit to get that softened out. Okay, so using the Bubbles stencil, not with the kit, remember, we're just going to go back over this and strictly use my darkest green and reapply pretty heavy with this one because you want this to pop off from your blend. So I'm applying this pretty heavy. Now you could do the same color and just go darker. I'm going to just go all the way up with my dark. Like so. So I have dark bubbles all the way up. And there we have our nice bubble blend. Now I'm just going to take and edge this just a tiny bit just to get that green on the edge. Just want a little bit of a line on that edge so it'll pop off my pink. All right, let me grab all my pieces and we will assemble. Okay, I decided to add one more layer to this card before I assemble and gather all my pieces. I took the brick die from Brutus Monroe. I'm going to just emboss, I just cut it up into a chunk. I'm going to emboss this, and then I'm going to put the new Spellbound embossing powder over this and get a nice green brick to go over the top of this to break that pattern up a little bit and then lay my elements on, just to give this a little texture. So easy to do, just dab it right onto your die cut. And I just kind of cut willy-nilly, no particular pattern on this at all. Then we'll just dump this on and emboss it. I could do pink, you could do yellow for the yellow brick road if you wanted to. I just wanted to try this new embossing powder, so that's what we're going for. All right, give this a good heat up. Make sure when you're heat embossing that you've just got your gun really nice and good and hot. You'll get a much quicker and more smooth melt by doing so. Just watch your fingers so you don't burn your fingers doing pieces like this. Alright. We'll toss this back in the bag. What a pretty green this is too. A little bit of an olive tone to it. All right, let's get assembling. I have cut a piece of that rose, full panel, 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is my bubble piece that I edged, put the bubbles, 3 shades of green on there. Glue these two together. And then of course we're going to have to pop up the other one on some dimensionals. I always just love pink and green together. I think it's just such a great soft combo to put together. Okay, We're going to glue this one down. Now that would have looked great too, but I want more green. We're going green on this one. Put this one down here. All right, let's give this up on some dimensionals. You have such a great main focal point, you might as well pop it up, right? We'll just do, probably didn't do that the most even, but it'll do the trick. So I just wanted kind of 3 elements from that stamp set as my little focal to represent Elphaba and Glenda, or just 2 best friends that are polar opposites but end up being best friends. So this would be a great card for a bestie that just needs to hear they are your bestie. Great layer up on this. Great layer up on this. All right, let's just grab my brick road. Okay, I'm gonna take that brick piece. Now, I'm missing a few little spots of embossing powder, but that's okay. I am still gonna glue this down because my elements are going to cover that up. So I'm just gonna give some little spots of glue, random on the back side here. I don't need that whole piece glued down. I still do want some of those edges popping up. Like so. Now, while that dries, I just want to add, I had the perfect soft pink glitter to go on my little crown here. So we'll just add a couple pieces of pink. A nice light blue would work if you just kind of, you know, actually you could do whatever color you wanted, to be honest. Maybe you got, this is a bestie card and you both have your favorite colors, then by all means do your favorite colors. Whatever works. And then I got the green out again because we're going to add some green through this card once we get these down. These will definitely go up on some dimensionals. So I think we'll put the crowns up on dimensionals and then the bottle will not. So we're going to kind of go like so. Probably should have put these on after. And then my bottle and my sentiments. I might have to scoot those up a little bit because I did do a sentiment with a pink strip and a green strip. We were a perfectly unexpected pair. Let's get that on next. Let's do a little banner going diagonal, like so. Just going to let it overhang just a little bit. And we'll just do little banner cuts here right on the very ends. Just all these little added touches just really make something like this stand out. So then that I'm going to glue down because I've got dimensionals up on those elements. Oh, that's perfect. And then I think you've got one on either side with that, like so. So it's almost like they're on two separate sides of the spectrum of that sentiment with that bottle of serum that just tied them together. Put that one there. Glue that one straight down. Attach it to that sentiment just to give it a little tie-in. And then I'm just going to add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take one off. We'll take one off that page, right? Put it right there. Boom. I absolutely adore how this card turned out. Card number 2. Nice green theme on this one. We're a perfectly unexpected pair. Let's get out card number 1 and 2. Both of these from your inspiration kit for November, Bubbles and Broomsticks. Hope you all enjoyed this. Hopefully this gives you some ideas, inspires you to get out that inspiration box, or subscribe and get yourself an inspiration box every single month. You've got great products in them with a lot of options, with enough product to make at least 2, and I could probably make 4 more cards out of, actually almost 10 cards if I use those card panels that were in there as well. So hopefully this gives you some inspiration. Thank you so much for hanging with me, and until next time, I'll see you then.